Hello. Hello, a very good afternoon to you. This is Mohammad Mahaz Hussain. I'm Incubation Manager at Department of Business Administration, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh.
Hello, sir. Welcome. Hello,
Thank you.
everyone. Welcome. A very good afternoon. I am Bandi Sahiti, Innovation Fellow at Usmania Technology Business Incubator. I welcome you all for the 1 week online entrepreneurship skill development and certification course, which is a flagship course of OTBI, Usmania University. Our today's first resource person is Shri Udayan Bakshi, Associate Director for Entrepreneurship and CEO of Hatchlab at SRM University, Andhra Pradesh. Sir is going to speak on qualities and traits of an entrepreneur. Sir, I welcome you, sir, and I request you to please start with the session. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Saiti. Dr. Hafiz Basha is present.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good.
Good to
Thank
see
you
you.
for accepting our invitation.
Sir, that's my pleasure. So whenever I talk to students, especially the future of India, I feel privileged that I'll do my bit of whatever I can for the students. So I see how many students are there here, total 20? 30.
We have 40,
Okay.
and some of the colleges they have kept the projector on in a seminar hall
Oh,
so
wonderful.
that with single login ID, multiple students can participate.
Fantastic. So I would love to see few of you, like your screens. If you can just switch on your screen, I would like to talk, or I'm just talking to names and logos. So if you can see some of you, that would be great. So definitely, I see professors here, researchers, professors. Yeah, thank you for switching on. So the topic says the qualities of an entrepreneur to being an entrepreneur. How many of you want to be an entrepreneur? You can raise your hand. except except office staff and professors and researchers. How many of you want to be an entrepreneur? Acha, how much time I have, Sahiti, with me? 1 hour or 2 hours?
Sir, 1 hour, sir.
Just 1 hour. Then how do I share all these things in just 1 hour?
1 hour plus 30 minutes bonus time.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
there's 30 minutes of Q&A, sir. If anyone has any questions, they can ask post the session.
Absolutely. So how many hands I got? I didn't find any hands rising.
14.
14. Acha, I cannot track the hands from here. Maybe I'm new to this, not very new. I'll use Zoom, so I'm very comfortable with Zoom. But let me get acquainted with new technologies. So as per you in the chat box, probably I think there is a chat box. Type what do you think if I say top first, second, and third qualities which is needed to be an entrepreneur. It's nothing like I'm not talking about an alien species in the planet Jupiter or Mars. I'm talking about entrepreneur. You see entrepreneurs all around, right? We have our role models. We have our people around. We see. So what are the three top qualities that you feel an entrepreneur should have? Just type in the chat box what is the three top qualities that you feel an entrepreneur should have. Or you can just tell also, you can switch on the mic and speak. It's not like that I am speaking and you're listening. Again, I see name. Yeah.
Problem solving, identifying the problems first, need
Okay.
according to the need,
Okay.
and so I'm sorry, sir. I'm an office staff, so I
No, no, that's okay.
I shouldn't answer this.
Absolutely. If my students are not
Right.
answering, I'll request office staff to answer. Yeah, any student. Yeah, switch on, press the button and speak, or just type it in the chat box. Speaking is more convenient, I think. Yes. I see a lot of hands rising, decision making. Sneha has said decision making, and Mr. Rohan said problem solving. What else? But I cannot see them in the chat box. How do I access the chat box? Someone teach me. Okay, okay. I see one chat box here. Okay, perseverance, persistence, and passion, decision making. More. I need more answer. I have around 55 students. More answers. Market research, patience, perseverance, leadership, teamwork, passion. Fatima has written passion, leadership. Very nice. Javed, market research. Dr. Imran, fantastic. Teamwork. Okay, great going. So let this be an interactive session, not just a lecture. Say I never enjoyed lectures in my life, either school or college. So I feel the same because until and unless we make the session interactive, we make you participate in the learning. The learning is not complete. It's just rote method. Whatever we are just mugging, writing that in the exam, and trust me, it will not be useful anywhere, neither in the field of entrepreneurship nor in the field of your job. Because nowadays the job market has been changed, that you are already aware. The new methods, the new things are coming up. Yeah, I'll go Sahiti again. He's written innovative. Okay, just one thing. Bhagyashri, for example, you need leadership skill, time management, communication. But what is the most important thing? If I ask Mr. Rohan, is it finding out the opportunities? For example, why Mr. Rohan will find out the opportunities? Right now, he is comfortable. For example, he is getting a fat salary. For example, 1 lakh per month, or 2 lakh, or 3 lakh per month. Right, he is happy. Is there any need for him to find out opportunity outside and struggle? Right, slog for the night time and do all that? Why it is not needed, right? Why you have to do all this leadership quality, learn and all that? So what is more important than that? We know what we should have to become X. Means if I say X is leader or entrepreneur, but why we want to become that? Why do we want to become that? And if we do not become, what will happen? If we do not become, what will happen?
Can I
These are the
answer,
questions.
sir?
Please. Anyone. It's an open forum.
So,
Yes.
there will be a chance of stagnation. There won't be any sign of progress and evolution in the thinking, in the way humans think, and in the way they conduct their business, and in the way they conduct different societies and communities together.
Exactly. Brilliant answer. And I got also like Miss Fatima has written to build the bright future. Right. So all your answers are indicating towards a dream of a better thing, of a better future. So if I take the dream that tomorrow will be a doom day, for example, or tomorrow will be no light, or tomorrow will be like whatever, there is no hope to being better, right? Instantly the entire human race will like come to a standstill. There will be no hope. I think hope is the most beautiful thing that keeps us alive, that keeps us motivated. Right. So when we talk of entrepreneurs, we talk we want to become like this, like that, right? We'll copy. This is our role model. We need leadership skill, this skill, teamwork. Please scrap it all that. These are all crap, pure crap, theoretical crap, not needed for you to learn. Just understand why an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur and why you or me or others are not an entrepreneur, right? Why we need that leadership. So if we can understand the why part of that, probably everything will be solved. In the modern day job also, people are looking for entrepreneurs, right? People are looking for entrepreneurial mindset. They are judging in the form of hackathon. They are judging in the form of other AI based exams. Do you have that EQ? So do you have that quotient in you? It is called leadership and entrepreneurship. Today, this is not an optional, please, my dear friends, or whatever you want to be acknowledged. This is not an option today. Today, it's a necessity. If you look around, I'll just give you a glimpse of the why entrepreneurship. Then I'll ask you some questions. Then we'll have an interaction session. So let me share my screen to you. A window. Is it visible to all of you? Can anyone speak out? Is it visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. So I'll start with a small quiz, and any right answer, don't type it. You tell it your name and right answer. So Dr. Hafiz Basha, Professor Hafiz Basha will give a prize to the right answer, I suppose. With your permission, sir. I think if sir is present, Hafiz Basha, sir. So this is the question. India has become the largest startup system in the world. First, 5th, 3rd, 27th. Which one is the right answer? Don't Google. Your name and the...
Dr. Zubair.
Okay. Thank you. Any
third largest. This is
any other answer from the students?
Mir Mahmood Ali, third largest.
Okay. Third largest. Okay, I think Dr. Basha has to shed out 2-3 big family packs. Dairy Milk family pack too. I think we got 2 or 3 right answers. Yes. All right. I'll go to the next statistics.
Sir, a small question. So what are the other 2 largest nations in the first
China,
and second place?
Still China and US.
Sorry. Okay.
China has crossed, I think, US in terms of everything. I'll just tell you, during COVID 2020, when we are all frightened, hiding in our own houses, not knowing what to do, and no one knew what is blockchain, China has come up in 6 months, 2020, second 6 months, they have come up with 10,000 blockchain companies. And we are still speculating what is blockchain. And that is how they are world leaders. So no worries, like we are going fast. I'll just give you some statistics, right? Some statistics, what is happening? Jan 2022. Suddenly we'll find post-COVID, the investment Indian Startup Rising Fund has been tremendously increased. I'm giving the strategy of last year, 1 year back. And now I think it is doubled. You can see the statistics, okay? Now every week one unicorn is coming. It's not something like that. We are not aware what is happening, why these entrepreneurship things are happening. We are okay with our jobs. CSC will take CSC. That bubble is being busted now. You see all tech companies, right? The number of people they're telling thank you for your services is increasing day by day. So if you do not understand why I have to be an entrepreneur, forget about entrepreneur, just the entrepreneurial mindset. Even to do a job, you need that, or you will just kick off. Let me not use any cozy word for you. You will just kick off at your butt and say, get lost. As simple as that. If you do not have that edge, either you will rot wherever you are, or you will just kick off. It is a progressive company. So there is no option. Please understand this. Second question, new report outlines global entrepreneurship impact. Which university is that? Statistics 2015. This is statistics that I have shared. Which university has that? MIT, Harvard, Stanford, Babson. Babson you must not have heard, but let me tell you, Babson College is world's best, is regarded as world's best in terms of entrepreneurship education. We just had a tie-up with Babson last month. Yeah. Any guess? Any guess?
MIT should be Babson.
Hi, sir.
It should be Babson then.
Babson is best in the terms of entrepreneurial education. Might not be with the numbers.
It is Stanford.
Harvard.
Stanford, sir.
Stanford, but statistics says it's MIT. Just find it out. The infrastructure they have built, and if you just go through the story of MIT, how it was formed, is just formed out of a need, solving a need, or someone was humiliated, and to make it right, a person started MIT. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. I'll not tell you the story, find it out. Okay. Last year again, a staggering of 5.5 lakh crore is pumped in the MSME sector and all. You have so much after that which has come in. There are n number of initiatives that is started by the government. Invest India, MHRD, Startup India, Digital India, ARIA, XYZ, XYZ. There are thousands of such. So my question to my young friends who are not even aware ki what is entrepreneurship, probably many of them cannot even pronounce the name. Many of you do not know what is blockchain. Many of you do not know what is the latest going on in AR, VR, what technology, right? And that is okay. And that is okay. But that is not okay that you do not know what is going on. Because every time a new wave comes, that means 30 years back, software wave came, right? The software industry was booming 30, 40 years back. And people who said, no, it's okay, I'll see, and all, people who chose the wave are at the top of the industry. People who said, it's okay, let's see. I'll give you that example also. They are just kicked out of the market. Now a new wave is coming. A wave of AI, a wave of leadership, a wave of entrepreneurship. So if you miss this wave, again, you will be thrown somewhere in some dark corner. I'm sure of that. And you will see that in the next 2 to 3 years. That's my open challenge to any one of you listening to me. All right. So suddenly, 5, 6 years back, government started pumping crores and crores and crores of rupees in the startup ecosystem. Schemes where the college is entitled to get, I think, 12 CR minimum to start up the incubator. Osmania has got some around 200 crore from RUSA or some other investment. Please correct me if I am wrong. I do not have the right statistics with me. Why this 200, 500 crore?
Sir, it is 100 crores.
So the digit is not very important. The why is important. Is something went wrong with those companies or the government or the Modi government has turned insane? Is just pumping so much money in this sector. Why? It's insane. 5.5 lakh crore. It's insane. Why? So much focus on startup, MSMEs, schemes, funding. And still, if you say we are not aware, then you are not in the race, my dear friends. Just wait for some dark corner which you will be sitting when you will not get job and cry and curse the nation, curse some other power, curse the family and the college and all. And that is what you can do if you're still not aware. I'll give you 3 reasons. All right. So I'll just quickly do, because I do not have much time. Maybe Basha sir has given me just 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Generally, it is a workshop, hands-on workshop where you do not listen to lectures. You work, you design, you go to the industry. In the short span, 4 to 5 hours, we do that workshop. So we'll go to the first reason why. To understand what is entrepreneurship, please understand this. Suppose there are no countries and continents, there are only islands. Suppose, right? Because countries and continents also are part of the landmark which has formed. So suppose there are no countries, there is no India. India is just an island, small island. And the entire world is full of island. To travel to one island to other island is very difficult, very difficult. At that time, there was no like technology, I'll sit in the plane and go to other island. There were only boats. And there were whales and shark in the ocean which will eat your boat. So it's very difficult. People rarely will travel from one island to another island because of lack of technology. So let's see what is happening in one village, in one island. Let's just magnify. Beautiful morning in one village. You see the top house, the most wealthy person of the village, we call it manor. The largest stone house called the manor house. And there are people engaged in occupation, cultivation, irrigation, transport, right? Well, you can see the bridge, small bridge. We do not call it a bridge, we call it something else. I do not recall the name, right? So there is something called no windmill is there. We have sheep grazing, right? We have people on the horse. So people were okay. And the rich person owns the house, the stone house, the biggest house, has 2, 1 son and 1 daughter. His son is utterly bored seeing all this. And somehow he heard in some other island long far from theirs, they have made concrete roads, new buildings with glasses and all. He was amazed. Let us try. So what he did, he called all the people of the village. He said, Chalo, I'll pump money. Let us make concrete roads first, because I am bored seeing the mud road, the kacha road. So he called all the people. the laborers or the farmers, and they started mixing some tar. They heard some sand, some dust, some cement, whatever they got. They mixed it and put it on the road. It didn't work. It came out next day. They again tried. It came out next day. They again tried. After a week, it again came out. So they were utterly dissatisfied, and the boy or the man of the richest person, they become very furious. Ki, what's wrong? Then one person of the village who was wise, he said, Ki, beta, why we are doing trial and error? Probably will never succeed. Probably after 50 tries will succeed. Why wasting time? Let's send a convoy to that island who has already done that. Let us study there. Let us go there for 1 year, and then we'll come. And with the right solution, we'll start building the roads and houses. And the boy said, wow, what a fantastic suggestion. Let's not waste time. Let us send one convoy. Convoy means a group of people. They made a ship and they sailed to that island who actually did those concrete roads or houses. So they went to the island. After 1 year, 1.5 years, they came back. They learned the formula. They made notes. So again, the wise man said, kid, don't jump like that. All right, let's do a small prototype, one small portion of the road. If it is working out, right? Because the knowledge is only with a handful of people, 3 or 4 people, right? So they tried and it worked out very well. And they were so happy. They said, let's make it a practice. Let's train more people. So what they did, they made it a program of maybe 2 or 3 years. And how they will identify it, because they are special people with special knowledge. They'll say, I myself will stamp and sign and seal a paper which will certify that you have done this course particular and you are expert. Having said so, he also thought, we'll make more such people, right? We'll make more such batches who can also go to the nearby island and will do great business, because they do not know the technology. We have learned the technology. So within 6 months, most of the houses were made of glasses, the roads were made up of concrete and all that. And now they have started sending people out of the island to other islands to do business. So they made it a practice. Every year they will take a batch of 40 or 50, right? They will train them, they will send to other island. And the batch size or the timing, maybe you can say 40, 50 is the size. And the time they take is maybe 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, whatever. Right? So my question to my audience is that the batch which comes out from the institute or whatever they have created, the school, after 3 years, what apt name should be given to those experts which are coming out every year from those, you call it institute, you call it school, you call it pathshala, you call it house or whatever. What is the apt name that you think should be given to those experts coming out every year? After learning 3 years and getting a degree, you can call it degree or a paper, sealed and signed by the richest man of the island. Yeah. On to you, my skilled people. But that's a generic term. But if I have to identify skilled in what, there are many people skilled in, for example, making the sheep graze in the grass, on the grasses. So anything specific you will term them in today's world, what will call them?
Engineer.
Very good. What type of engineer?
Civil.
Fantastic. So we'll call them civil engineers. See the evolution, how institution came into picture, how batches or the certificates that you are getting. For example, similarly, the daughter became very jealous. Ki my brother is taking all credit, I'll also do, but she doesn't know what to do. She knows ki I am good at dresses. I like dresses. I like makeup. No, I'll make an industry. She did the same thing. She sent a convoy to the island where they were good in dresses and all that. She learned, the entire team learned. Again, she started giving degrees after 2 years. What we'll call those people who are coming out from her institute? Diploma or degree in fashion technology, NIFT or whatever. So today, whatever occupation you see today we say CSC. 90%, 95% of students are CSC. Why you're doing CSC? 40 years, there was no CSC. Go 40 years back. No one knew what is CSC. They knew only mechanical. They knew only electrical. They knew only EC. Because the industry is in need of those people, because some rich industrialist is in need. That is how the degrees are being created. That is how the industry needs and the supply is on. Please understand, you're not doing something great. It's all coming out of one source. This is the source. Who is this person? If you can identify again a chocolate from Dr. Hafiz Basha, a big one, family pack.
Walt Disney.
Fantastic. And if you see, that is not an island, that is the entire plan. And he was from that era when people knew nothing about cartoon, knew nothing about things. But he designed, he's called the father of multimedia. He was a dreamer. He built that. And from that, now you die, ki I'll do graphics, I'll do this, I'll make a Bahubali movie, all this animation, Avatar and all that. But no one knew. It all came from one dreamer who dared to dream, right? You call it dreamer, you call it leader, you call it entrepreneur. So entrepreneur visualize the future, and then the entire battalion, right, of students, of industry, of education industry, universities, catering the need of that entrepreneur or catering the need of that industry starts. They are all called dreamers, right? So if you do not know why I have to do this, you will never do that. That is the first story, that how entrepreneurship comes. So entrepreneurship is not an option. Entrepreneurs shape the destiny of nation, shape the way how we feel, how we do, how we work, how we do everything, right? It's not an option. This is the base, right? You feel pride. Ki, Jalo, I'm an engineer, I'm CSC or whatever XYZ. Please come down. Need not be that. You're just catering to need of an entrepreneur who has dreamt of an industry. He has created the industry and we are just working, right? Just like that, rich man's son wanted to make concrete roads. Second reason, that why you should discover your why, your reason to understand leadership and entrepreneurship. Can anyone tell what is this? Is the logo, which country, which product? And that's not the tagline that I have kept. If you're in ignorance, that is, sorry.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Okay, I'll see.
It's a cheese brand, right?
Fantastic. You are near. So the tagline is not ignorance is bliss. See, if you are in ignorance, I said during 2020, June to December, China came out with 10,000 blockchain companies registered. No, you can be ignored. You can be an ignorant. Well, how do I know? No, I don't know blockchain. Up to you. But you will again kicked off of the industry. You cannot stay in bliss forever. But for the timing, of course, ignorance is bliss. So this is a company, one of the oldest company, Laughing Cow, French company, right? It's quite popular. So I'll give you the second statistics. If you see India, it's very important strategy. Please understand that. See, most of us just follow, close our. Can someone please mute themselves? See, it's very easy to follow. Close your eyes, ears, brain, everything, and just follow. It doesn't require special ability, right? But if you want to be a leader, you cannot do that. So the statistics will help you. The ratio of cow is to human in India is very less, very less, right? But on the contrary, if I see the statistics newspaper, right, India is the largest producer of milk in the country, producing XYZ liters and all that, all right. The truth, again, you can find whenever you go, every third house of your lane and the kirana shop, you have liters and liters and liters of milk. Not only milk products, right? Chocolates, dairy products, ice cream, whatsoever. Every 7 days, one new company is coming. I'll just give you a glimpse, right? My question is that when the ratio of cow and the human as per government statistics is so low, from where you get the liters of milk? Try one day. You go to your kirana shop, you say, uncle, tomorrow is my brother's birthday. I want 50 liters of milk extra tomorrow. What do you think? The kirana shop or the milk supplier will be able to give you the packet milk? tomorrow or day after tomorrow, 50 extra liter? Yes or no? Don't type. Switch on the mic and say yes or no.
Yes.
Absolutely yes. And you try it with 10 kirana shop or 10 milk supplier vendor in your lane. Ki uncle, I need 50 liter of milk to 10, and 10 will say yes with pleasure. So my question to you, how many cows and buffalo you see at villages? When you look around in shed, how many of you might have seen 500 cows and buffalo in one shed? Very rarely. If you go to where you say, no, I'm at Osmania, it's a city, Hyderabad, how do you see buffalo? No, you come to any rural. Our university is in the middle of a village. We call it Nirukonda village. In a vicinity of 50 kilometers, you'll not be able to see 100 or maybe 200 cows or buffalo in one shed. 3 buffaloes and cows. And point to be noted, buffaloes and cows are not machine, right? They do not give milk 24/7 and 365 days. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, right? So my question is to all of you, from where all this milk is coming? Where all this milk is coming? And we enjoy, no? Milk is good for health. Government is propaganding all this pure ghee, pure milk. Do you think is anything of that part is true? Please switch off your mic or microphone in case if you are not speaking. So please answer me the question, from where all this milk product is coming? Every day flooding the market, and we drink tea, right? For some, if we do not take, pressure will not come in the morning. For if we do not take tea, right, we'll not become intelligent. If we'll not take coffee, our mind will be still sleeping. All this bullshit nonsense that we believe to be true is not true. It's all being taught to us. It's called learned behavior, right? From where all this milk is coming? I'll show you. World Bank has warned India, if you do not stop this crap and bullshit, 75% of your population will get cancer by year 2025. I'll show you more statistics. Right? You don't have to go to a kirana shop. At home, you can have the tutorial. Just type this, how to create synthetic milk using chemical. Right? And they will teach you with the chemical composition, which even cannot be detected with the detection technique that we have in India. Let us know tons and tons of milk, every quintals, trucks. If you see the videos, you will surprise. Trucks of milk, not a single drop of milk is pure or from the cow or buffalo. It's we are the cows and buffalo who can think that we are drinking milk. The entire industry A to Z is chemical, which we call milk, isn't it? Why I'm showing you all these things? How it is relevant? Now this is relevant. I'll go back. Job creation, it's too good. 2018, 2019, 2020 was too good. After Corona, the job creation has been screwed. And when you say job creation, it's not only that white collar job, I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm a CSC engineer. No, job creation means entire job industry. Blue collar, white collar, sweeper job, every job. Right? This is the average job creation, right? In 2020, we crossed 1 billion. Additional per year, approximately this much. Annual job creation is so less, 39%. Now it is less than maybe 20-25%. Suppose in a batch, first year, you take your intake is 500, right? So I can assume at the end of fourth year, you have to give placement to 500 students, right? 1 or 2 will drop out, but at an average 100% placement. So if an addition per year is about 15 crore or whatever it is, that means after 18 years, all will require job, but only 25% jobs are there, and these are not the white collar job. Please understand, these are all type of jobs. Labor job, these are job, whichever job is listed. So what will 75% of the so-called literate population will do? And the other side will say, India is the most youngest country of the world. We have all the resources. Damn, you don't understand this loophole. That one side you are sitting and listening to me, right, as a student, and the other side you are not aware that China has registered 10,000 blockchain companies. You are not aware what is going in the market. You're not aware what is entrepreneurship. You're not aware what is innovation. Then where you are heading? Please understand this. And if you don't have the understanding, please leave. Not only this workshop, please leave your college. Just to get a bloody certificate, you are sitting there and you're not aware. And you don't want to be aware. Such a funny situation, right? One side, our this old guy Modi is telling we'll make Bharat Atma. Yes, they will make India Atmanirbhar. They are not depend on this. Rest 75%, 20% is enough. 1 0 is enough to feed 3 states of India, and that is what we are doing. If you're not in that race, you will be kicked out. I'll show you the statistics again. When computer industry came, it was as big as the room you're sitting, right? Today, it is as small as a chip. So we have advanced. Every phone has this feature, right? Alexa. You ask Alexa, please list all the homeopathy doctors, right? And that is called the last grade, not even third grade of AI that you are using. And you're so happy, you'll show off your Apple phone. You will download one bloody app and you will say, you're become ultra modern. Please stop all this crap. You're not either ultra modern nor you're educated also. Someone is giving you some app, toy in the name of Apple or Samsung every day, some upgradation, and you are doing show off. You're just doing show off. That's it. And that is called third level of AI you are working with. The first level of AI, you cannot even imagine how advanced it is. That is going to eat all your aspirational jobs, right? Whatever it is. Chat GPT, right? It was acquired by $14 billion by Microsoft. So I think they are fools. They have acquired that small software with 14 billion US dollar. This year event, 2020, no, last year's event, 2022. So when so much is going on, how can you stay ignorant? How can you do not know what is the funding being done and why you should choose entrepreneurship? Why you should at least take the effort to understand or know? Who is she? Anyone knows who is she, or also I have to tell you all?
Sophia.
Sophia.
So when she got the citizenship,
AI-based robot.
Yeah, AI-based robot. And which year she came into existence?
22.
22?
21, last of 22. 21 November or so.
It's not 21. I think it is around 2006, 16 or 15. Just find out the date.
16, sir. 16, sir.
So 8 years down the line, and you can imagine the amount or the level of AI that has advanced since then. You'll be surprised. I do my own research and all that into this field, and I am surprised. Whatever we have seen in movies 10 years back about nanobots, about nano this, about all these things is coming live. It's coming in reality. After maybe 15 years, half of your body parts will be all these robots working in your body. Artificial heart. Now we have artificial kidney, right? Artificial eye, artificial skin, everything. It's a merger. It will be a hybrid merger of AI and human. And that is there. The first, I think, living tissue, AI-based living tissue has been created. So I'm not asking you to become NASA scientist. I'm just asking you, just be aware. That is more than enough. Half of our students are sleeping and half is not aware. Only 2 or 3% they get good job because they are just aware. They learn all that, not the technology, just the why they should do that. I cannot show you this one. This is also very interesting, how this entire military will now be removed. That too, 6 years back, this technology came. So I cannot show you right away, but let me carry on. Just type investment made by Indian government into the entrepreneurship development, and you will find staggering amount like 10,000 crores, 50,000 crores, 1 lakh crore, 5.5 lakh crore. Ask the question why, and you will get all the answers. Okay, so please understand this. Entrepreneurship is not opening up a shop. You're not risking anything, but not doing, you're risking the entire nation. You're risking your career. One more question to all my lovely audience. We say China ate cockroach, China ate octopus, lizard and all that. But have you ever asked why China eats all that? We say Corona is out of China. No, Corona is a hoax. Corona is an industry stunt. Corona doesn't exist. I believe Corona doesn't exist. Maybe that's my personal thing. You have your own data. I have my own data to support. I have not taken no shot of Corona. Still, I have not got any fever for the last 3 years. My entire family has got no fever. Please keep your audio in silent. If you want to talk, please switch on and speak. Anyone, why that national tradition of China is to eat octopus, cockroaches, lizard, and all that. Why? Anyone?
In late 60s, they happened to have a famine, which entirely destroyed their cultivating land, and they were increasing in numbers, and they couldn't produce enough food resources. So they started eating animals. They started farming animals. In a way, the local people who went for the hunting in the forest, they have collected all these things and they started selling them in the markets. So the government has lift the ban on hunting, and it has encouraged people to do more animal farming. Chinese government in late 60s or 70s, I suppose.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the answer. So see, our level is just to make this mockery and this, but we never go in deep to understand why they are doing like that. If you understand this why part of life, like everything is solved. So government said you go to jungle, eat, survive first, and then we'll talk of development, technology, sustainability, goals, UN, nation, all crap. First you survive. First they let the country survive, right? So they started eating whatever we see, and there's far better food, right? What we eat pizza. We eat pizza, Italian pizza with all these toppings, cheese. You know what crap is that? You eat what? Cake. You eat thanda matlab Coca-Cola, right? All the chemical. They do not eat that. They eat far more nutritious food than us, far more protein rich food than us. What we eat? We eat with the McDonald's Happy Meals. If you do not take McDonald's, the meal is not happy. That's how we are programmed. See, I think most of you have not seen this. Maybe you can ask your elder brother or father, what is Kodak? Kodak was once upon a time was the leading across the world. They are market leaders. This also, maybe you have some have seen the model. Nokia was the market leader. So when this evolution was taking place, software on this IT revolution, AI and all that, they said, no, we are market leaders, will not change. We have the highest market share.
Company to provide camera.
Exactly.
Produce
So,
camera.
so they were market leaders, isn't it? So they refuse changing with the changing time. And what happened today? They are kicked out of market. I can list you 50 products. I can list you 50 people,
Leading.
five. So
Yes,
exactly. So if you don't understand what is going on in the economy, and if you're adamant, so adamant, I'll not change. I'm the best. I'm with XYZ. I am this, that. This is my background. Everything will be wiped out. This is a story, right? Sorry. I think just give me a moment. I'll just share the other one. Is my slide visible? No, right? Just give me a moment. Okay, till now, like, do you have any questions for me? So what I want to emphasize with all these stories, giving you the reason, right? If you are still unaware, if you're still waiting, like I'll get a job, I'll get a good job, I'll get this, that, whatever it is not true, first thing. Second thing is that the economy is changing leaps and bounds. To whosoever you're listening to me, you can do your own research. You do not have to believe me. You do not, I don't have to shout and tell. Just open Google and you will find the EdTech, right? You will find the EdTech, Microsoft, Wipro, even Tata's. How many people are asked to leave? Amazon, just in front of my house, the South India head for Amazon, he stays. He said, I think in the month of November, he said Amazon is planning to sack around 14,000 employees. In his team, it is around 3,000, right? He said, I do not know because they have not intimated. Amazon is not very customer friendly, employee friendly company. I said, so you should give them notice period. They said, no, It's 1 day or 2 day intimation. They will say thank you for your services. It doesn't matter. You have joined tomorrow, yesterday, or you have joined 15 years back. Amazon is ruthless in that. So before happening on month of January 1st or 2nd, he also tell we were about to fire this many people. I said you should at least tell them. He said the challenge is not that. Amazon pays extremely good, and the skill set that is required in Amazon is extremely high. It's very niche. So the skill set that you use to operate Amazon or to design or whatever it is cannot be used in some other platform. That is the challenge. So when you are asked to leave in a single day, where you will go? Just there's no clue. So please understand. And that happened, I think, 14th or 15th of January. 1 day intimation. Thank you for your services. Letter came and people are sacked. So the solution government felt ki if Indian government will not turn the youngest resource into leaders, right? We'll soon become a country who will say, "Arey, diesel khatam ho gaya." Kaun bola? Who said? Which country said diesel khatam ho gaya? Just imagine for a country telling diesel is no more there. Which country said? Few months back?
Sri Lanka.
Exactly.
Sri Lanka.
It's a country, right? It's bigger than Japan, right? Sri Lanka. Soon, see, don't wait for a time like China that will be so down. See, now we have so much handicapped. When the revolution was taking place 35, 40 years back or 30 years back, we chose services. That's how Satyam came, Wipro came, right? All the software companies came, for which you are dying to be a part of that, right? And China chose to be in the manufacturing part. We chose services, they chose products. Today, China is world leader. And somehow we say we are also going to be world, but how? Until we understand the service industry is over. Now even US is going back to service because US found ki I have outsourced everything. Now I am being ruled by China and other countries, Taiwan, even India. So the only way I can be market leaders once again is to restoring back to manufacturing. That era is again coming back with AI, with other things. But now manufacturing part is coming. So if we have to lead, if we have to stop the consequences that has happened to many countries like Sri Lanka, what we have to do? We cannot just take a degree, roll it and put it somewhere and say, I am a graduate. Then what? So what? You're a graduate. So what? What I have to do? You don't deserve anything. So that is why the country has become so mad and passionate in pumping so much money into colleges, because that is where you are there. That is where our youngest population is sitting. If they do not understand why all these, right? There is no point of me, no point of Dr. Hafiz Basha conducting 5-day online, offline. Why he has to take so much pain? You know how many times he called me, I coordinated with him, streamlining, inviting you, the entire college. How many of you are sitting here? 69. 60 people are sitting. I do not know about the classrooms. Isn't it? It's a humiliation for all that. And trust me, wait for 5 years. You will get hand in hand everything, whatever I am telling. Just 5 years down the line. So don't wait for a situation like China, where the government will say, go to forest, eat snake, eat cockroach, because there is no food. And that the day will soon come if you do not wake up. If we as educators do not wake up, right? We have to change. And that is all the stories I need to share, I have shared with you. For me, when I design my module, when I teach my students, right? My background, I have 2 masters. That time I denied doing PhD, but I have to enroll doing my own research. I am a university topper, gold medalist. I had 3 startups, 3 eventually failed at different times. The last one during Corona failed, right? So that is a little bit about my background. So when I design my module or my training session, I write the outcome first. Okay, what is the outcome of that? And then I design. So I spoke to Dr. Hafiz Basha, can we have a offline thing where it will be hands-on experience, where they will experience whatever they are learning. There is no point. Someone will come and talk about AI. Someone will come and talk about traits of entrepreneur. So he'll say, entrepreneurs should be hardworking. They should have an aim. They are these. What bullshit nonsense. What is the outcome of that session? Right? I'll show you one chart. I'll show you this is their schedule and all. What you will gain? because you do not have the why to do that, right? If you do not have the why to do that, whatever I share, it's meaningless. Please understand that. So I'll open the platform for Q&A. Offline, it's little difficult, especially when you all switch off your cameras. I do not know whether you are sleeping, whether you are away, went out to have a tea and all. So it is very difficult. I do not like online sessions. Offline, yes, it's one-to-one. You feel the heat, I feel the heat. We both create the synergy. We both create the product. And that is how it is done, right? So yeah, I'll open the platform for my students to ask any question, and trust me, I'll be in a position to answer. Technology, non-technology, whatever it is. How do you want to start, or anything? You need not to start entrepreneurship. I showed you, entrepreneurship is not opening a shop. It's not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is far different than that. It's leadership. So we teach our students leadership first, and most of them become entrepreneurs. And that's the only choice we have as a country. Trust me, we don't have many choices. Yeah, I'll open the.
Can I?
Please.
Yes. Can I go ahead, sir?
Yeah. Please.
If it is okay with us. So I have a couple of questions, basically two. The first question is, in the starting, you mentioned that there should be a dream and that should be into a visualization. So how do we convert our dream into a vision, or how do we see a vision and make it as a dream?
That's a very powerful question. You know, during interview, one question is very difficult. Whichever domain you are a professor, you are a staff, you are a student. The first interview,
I'm a staff.
No, I know that. When you go to an interview panel, there is one particular question which is very, very difficult. And I know the standard answer, but can any one of you tell that very difficult question? One standard question, which is the most difficult of all. Which question is that?
Tell me something about yourself.
Fantastic. So the student will tell, my father is an engineer, my mother is homemaker, I have done my degree, my passion is eating, playing cricket, my brother is this, my friend is that. He will tell everything about everyone except himself or herself. It's not what about your degree the interviewer is asking. Tell me about yourself. What are your passions? If you're alive, what is that dream that keeps you alive? How do you align your projects, your passion to something, to our corporation? How do you bring value? And that is the question all about. Tell me about yourself. Trust me, not even 99%. It's more than that. Cannot answer that question. Right? Cannot answer that question. So the question asked by Mr. Rohan, how do we align my vision with that? Right? So see, vision doesn't come like that. Suddenly I'll say, see, if I am given free food, free home, like if I stay in my father's hotel, I call it father's hotel. My father do not have a hotel, but if everything is sponsored by my father, how do I feel the pain? Life is always in contrast. If I see always light, I'm sitting always in the sun, I'll not have no appreciation for the sun. If I see the darkest night, there is no light. If I see the darkest night and then the sun comes, I'll appreciate that. So a vision or a dream necessarily has to come from a contrast. It cannot, you cannot sit in the AC room and design things for yourself or the world. First thing, that is the contrast. So when you have a dream, suppose your father is a farmer, right? And I have many cases of my students. I have seen that genius is coming out of that. And you have enough reason, you have taken loan for your education. You have enough reason to do something extraordinary, right? To see that, no, I will not settle down here. And there the dreams come. See, dreaming, if I say in a generic term, everyone wants to become Bill Gates, right? But no one wants to put the effort of Bill Gates of 14 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours in a day passionately, all right? No one wants to drop out. Bill Gates had enough reason again to drop out. His financially background was very strong. We cannot afford that. But we fail to other part where we need to pay for that dream. We want a comfortable life. Right, we want to become Steve Jobs, so rich, we want to start a company. But how many want to die like Steve Jobs? No one. So there we miss the bus. So please understand, first thing, It has to be in contrast. Without contrast, you cannot even dream. Even if you dream, it will fade within a week or within a month. See, we all take resolution, New Year resolution. From New Year, I'll become slim. From New Year, I'll stop eating junk. From New Year, I'll become wake up at 5. How many of you do that? Because we all are staying in a comfort zone, right? We all are paid well in the terms of care, these, that, either by our parents or by the industry or by a nice job. We are complacent. We cannot do that. We have to first step out of that. If you have to first step out of that, for example, if I'm working right in a company, here I'm paid well, I have a big cabin, you can see my entire cabin, right? I have a team, right? I have security. Somehow I become complacent. I've done three startup, but now when I come back, shall I start again? I'm afraid. Step out of your circle. That's the first thing. Then only all this alignment, vision, dreams makes some meaning. Yeah.
So the second question to that is, you said about the living in a box kind of a mentality, mindset. How do we change that in the students?
See, the moment student will not get a job, let the student move for 5 6 months without a job. Let them move in the hot sun with their diary, like with their this one. See, because there are two things. I cannot blame it onto the student or a child. See, my child can speak 3 to 4 language fluently at the age of 8. Where, like for example, English I learned after my graduation through group discussion paying. My child used to speak English from 3 years by YouTube and all. So it's a culture also that we have created at our home or the university. It's also a responsibility of our professors. If I see, look at my professor is cannot see out of the box, cannot take challenges, how do I replicate that? As simple as that. So it's not only about the child or the student that I'm talking about. How do he or she will see? So it's up to the facilitator. It's up to the leader who is leading those students. Did I answer? See, my answers will not be very direct or not be very rosy or cozy. I'm blunt.
I got.
It will be blunt. I respect my students. I respect them as my equal, and I work with them to make things happen. And that's what we are doing here. Yeah. Next question. Any one of you can just switch on your mic. See, if you do not have the guts to switch on your mic and speak, how do you expect yourself to face interviews and do great things in the world? Very simple equation, right? Ask questions.
Yeah, sir, this is Dr. Imran Khan here.
Yes, sir.
So, why do we most of the time I've seen that whenever we talk about the entrepreneurship or the growth or the development, we talk about the technology and all those things. But maybe in next 20, 30 years from now, it will be the time to reverse back. We will have to reverse back to nature.
Yeah.
So we have to think about that. Technology is very good, definitely. It is helping us in many ways. But in some way, it is also the bane. It's also harming the society as such.
Absolutely.
So maybe there will be time soon when we have to forget about all those technologies because we might have used it to a lot of extent and then we have to go back. We have given examples of mobiles and all those things, Nokia, and then we have the smartphones. But today, if we talk about the benefits and the disadvantages of the mobile, in real terms, in terms of the society, it's causing more harm. The next generation is not getting that advantage for which it was being made up. Okay, the idea for developing all those technologies, the new generation is not taking that idea. They're getting lost into the technology. So I don't know how to put up that, but maybe soon we have to think of going back to the nature, maybe keeping the technology aside. And yeah, that's also entrepreneurship. Like why entrepreneurship should be limited only to technology and like AI and all those things. It could be linked to as simple as a farming activity.
Absolutely. So, and sir, to answer you, we do not need for 20-25 years. We are already returning back. If you see the reforms in USA right now, after that, they are returning back to farming, agriculture, and products. Right? See, we cannot ignore technology now. For everything, Nokia, Kodak failed because they said we do not need the technology. They failed. See, I'll give you an example. Once upon a time, I think 35, 40 years back, the entire China was under opium. Opium is a drug for my students, which you take, right, to get intoxicated. That's what we know. But there at China, it was a national habit. Everyone used to take opium, the leaf, and all that, right? And it was under the influence of opium. It was very normal for a kid to chew opium leaves or take opium. One person brought that reform. If I take opium, my thinking capacity goes down drastically. I cannot do improvement. So if you can just Google, who was the person who liberated China from the clutches of opium? So if it's a culture, it's a culture. We do not think it's good or bad or not bad, right? At places like if I go to, like, for example, Bangladesh, right? There is a culture of chewing betel leaf. But if I come to any North Indian state of India, they do not chew betel leaf. So it's a culture. It's not wrong or right. It's what is the culture of that particular region, country, or place. So technology need not be bad. How we use it. Now what is happening is a loop-sided. If you see 98% of the students taking CSC, technology, IT, but they are missing the application part. They're missing the application part. It is like a brain without a heart. I do not know how to use it. Like a knife is used by a doctor for surgery, but the same knife in the hand of a person can murder someone. So technology is that fire. I can cook a meal to serving the poor. I can also cook a person with the same fire. So it's not good or bad. Technology is never good or bad. It's how we are using. And the sad part is that most of the student is using, or us, addicted to Netflix, addicted to Candy Crush, addicted to Instagram, right? Many psychological cases are coming. Suicidals are happening because of Instagram updates. Someone has not liked, someone has liked. That is madness. That is madness, the application part. If we use it for our development, we can reach anywhere, sir. There is no limit. So that part, I think being a facilitator in your position or my position as parents, we should first apply that. How do I use it? Next, come to the students. They are learning whatever we are teaching them. Yes, sir. Any questions? I'll just in the chat box.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Sir, any idea for a new startup?
There are many ideas. We take problems. We just visited AP government, different departments, disaster management and all that, child and women welfare, just last week. I think the CEO for AP Innovation also participated on this Saturday. We have a steering committee, people from across the world, they came here and we had a meeting. So you connect me. How many problem statements you want? Every problem statement is a potential startup, because every startup has solved a problem, deep problem.
Okay.
The more deeper is the problem, the bigger is the industry or the bigger is the startup. I'll share my number in the chat box. Anyone, it's also a WhatsApp number. Anyone wants to develop a product, wants my suggestion, anything, I'll be happy and obliged to be support to anyone, whatever I've learned. See, I'll not teach you or tell you whatever there is in the book. I'll tell you and teach you whatever I've experienced, what works, what doesn't work in my last 15 or like 16 years of experience.
So where to meet you, sir?
I stay at Hyderabad, but I'm stationed at Vijayawada, SRM University.
Okay. Kindly give your contact number.
Good afternoon, sir. So my question is how to take decision faster. I mean, we have many ideas. So which one we should work on? How to achieve that?
Fantastic. See, you have to get the idea validated. First of all, if there is a mentor or a faculty or whosoever whom you think understands the market. See, maybe I'm very good in management. I'm not good in physics. So if you ask me a physics question, right, I'll not be able to guide you. Even if I guide you, I'll guide you very poorly. So you have to find out that faculty or mentor from the same domain who can help you. The idea, take it to him, say, this is my idea. Then you take it to the market, to your real customers, talk with them. Is that a problem or my assumed problem? Do you really feel it is a problem? My customers or a client. If your customers and clients say, yes, it is a problem, and this is a problem, I'll pay you anything. So any problem where you feel, right, can be scalable and people are ready to pay for that. That's a very good problem to start with. See, most of the problem is there in our mind. We think XYZ problem. At times, after going a little ahead, we find no, that's not a problem. Anything, see, most of the things what we like, what I have seen. 5 more minutes, I'll be done. I have another meeting. I think DCB. I think this is an international bank. We are doing collaboration with them. They are waiting. What we do inside out, whereas it should be outside in. That means we develop something, whatever we are expert in that, and then we start to market or we start to promote it. That's a very wrong way. And in that case, it fails. If it is something, see, my baby is always good. I'll not criticize my baby. If it is my baby, I've just created out of just my passion and this thing, I'll just do it. I'll just go to the market and I'll fail. May or may not the society needs it. That is the question. If the society will need it, first go to the society, go to your people, share that problem statement. If the society said, do the survey. No, this is a real problem and I am going to pay you. Whatever you say, please solve my problem. Is a fantastic idea to start off with. Okay? Yeah, any other question? I've shared my number. I'll share it once again. It's a WhatsApp number, 990-3000-6060. Reach out to me any point of time, any valid query. I'll be happy to support.
Sir, if you have some time, like you said, you started 3 startups. So you started 3 things, and
Yes.
those did not work. So that's very usual, and you should not get disheartened. Generally, most of the big entrepreneurs or big business people, they have faced those situations where they failed initially.
No, I learned.
Yeah, you learn from everything,
Yes,
particularly
sir.
the failures. So, are you doing something now, like other than the regular job? After those 3 programs which didn't work, are you busy with something else now?
Yeah, of course. I cannot
The
just say
entrepreneurship zone.
because if the
Other than the normal job.
now if the bug of leadership and entrepreneurship has bitten someone, that person cannot sit or the person cannot sit. My first startup when I was just a graduate was HyderabadOverseas.com. It was still the company is there. We were 5 directors. It was into consulting. I knew nothing about entrepreneurship, loan, finance, and all that, but I just jumped. I got the opportunity. It was in my first year. I was getting very good package at that time, 2007. That was my first startup, HyderabadOverseas.com. If you type, you'll find Sanjeev and Ragini still continuing that one. And the turnover is around, as of now, it's a small company, around 8 to 10 crore per year. Good. We resigned after 1.5 years. Second, we were doing extremely good into training and all that. Advaya EduTech Private Limited. And we bagged training contracts from JNTU, from Triple IT, and we went to Kadapa, Edupulapaya to execute. All these things were there. We had a very big office at Amirpet, just above the Bata showroom. That building is there. I remember all that. We had around 35 staff members trainers under us. They used to go and train. That was into partnership that failed. Again, just before Corona, I started Startup Emporio. And it's the model which works in campuses. In campuses, what we do, we just run courses after courses, talks after talks, and nothing happens. So we find out, because if you see my background, I worked with AP Government, I worked with Northeastern and MIT. I worked with Vadvani Foundation, biggest in the world, into entrepreneurship. Now we have a model. So same model we implement at colleges to find out the outcome. It's not just talk. What is the next outcome of that? So now, like, I'm working with few startups into AI and all that. It's again into HR, payroll and all. So here it's good. We get interns free of cost. Very good interns. We can be a part of our ventures. So that is it. So not now, totally jumping and doing something. It's part time. I'm doing that part time, and also I'm working here. Yeah.
Thanks.
So any other question? I see Miss Fatima has asked me a very difficult question. What is your life visions? See, don't ask some difficult questions. See, it's not vision ki I should have a Mercedes, and these are all byproduct. Today I do have a duplex, I do have cars, I do. When I came to Hyderabad, this was just with a bag and few spoon and a katori. You see in movies, and that was my life. Trust me, not a single rupee from here and there. Whatever we have done, I have done. It's all. So when you say vision, it's about organization which empowers millions of students across the world. It's something like I can give you, if you just type mindvalley.com. It's one of my role model, Vision Lakhiani, mindvalley.com. Not very similar to that, but something similar to that, which works across the world. That is the vision. To learn everything, to share the knowledge to each and every human being, to take them to the next level of evolution. And that is it. Oh, they're already there?
I'll bring them there or take them to the board?
Just 5 minutes. I'll be there in the boardroom. You can bring them there. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? If it is not, I'll close then. I'll tell you. Long back I saw a movie, Guru movie. It was the life of Dhirubhai Ambani, role played by Abhishek Bachchan. In the starting of the movie, the favorite, he said, like the cameras were on, and he said, "Bapu कहते थे, सपने मत देखो, पर मैंने सपना देखा, बहुत बड़ा सपना देखा, इंडिया की सबसे बड़ी कंपनी का." And then the camera rotates to the auditorium, not auditorium, the stadium. तो वो सपना पूरा हुआ, he shouted. And then he grew so big that his stakeholder meeting cannot be held in some auditorium or a boardroom. He needed a stadium. He went so big. So he said, "बापू कहते थे सपने मत देखो, सपने कभी पूरे नहीं होते, पर मैंने सपना देखा." And that everything starts with that. कि मैंने सपना देखा. And trust me, every help, every support, everything will come to you by the grace of God. He will send all the angels needed to help you. But first thing you have to do, you have to see that dream. If you don't see that dream, our late President, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he wrote in his book, right, one small poem. So before I end up, I'll tell that poem. He said, "Never quit dreaming, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly." क्यों मतलब क्या है जो हमेशा ड्रीम के बारे में बोलते हैं? आइंस्टाइन बोलता है कि imagination is more important than knowledge. Why all these things? Why this genius like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has said, never quit dreaming. क्यों ड्रीम क्यों नहीं क्विट करना है? For if dreams die, कि अगर ड्रीम मर गया, life is a broken winged bird. एक चिड़िया का पर काट दो, कैसे लगता है? Which cannot fly. हम लोग वैसे बन जाएंगे. And most of us is like that. Look at the people around. सब मैट फिनिश है, पूरा ब्लैक सर्कल्स आ गए हैं, होपलेस है, टेंशन है. Do you want to be like that or be a part of that society? No, right? So do something. Do something. See that dream. First part of everything, right? All right? See, UPSC, you want to serve India, that's your choice. Startup is just like, there's no comparison. It's our choices. We choose a job, we choose UPSC, we choose startup. There's no comparison. It's not best and better. If you're passionate about creating value in the society, choose startup. If you're passionate about bringing a change with the government support, that's the other story. You cannot. You have to salute all those, I don't want to use because it's a common crowd, all those MPs, MLAs and all, right? You have to block the ambulance and general public so that that MP and MLA can pass. That's what you do. Most of the UPSC guys passed out, right? So that's your choice. Salute them. Yeah. Anything else? That's it. So I'll conclude here. So thank you all of you for your patient listening. If I've been able to even made you think 1%, forget about dreams, made you think even 1% about leadership and entrepreneurship, I'll feel I'm privileged. And trust me, I'll be available 24/7. I sleep at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night. I stay in the office. I work with my students. Morning 7 till night 1 o'clock. All right? Chalo. Thank you so much. I have another meeting waiting. Lot of reminders.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope all of the students learned something today. Thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Dr. Imran, for being there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, so our next speaker will be joining shortly. So you guys can have a quick short break. 3:30 we will resume the session.
बोलो।
Hello everyone, welcome back to the second session of our Entrepreneurship and Skills Certification course. It's a 1 week long course and this is our second session for the day. I welcome Dr. Shakir Ali, founder and CEO Digitoze Consulting Services LLP, who is going to speak on importance of market research and digital marketing. I welcome you, sir, and I request you to please take over and start the session.
Thank you very much, Sahiti. Thank you for your nice introduction. And it's really a wonderful opportunity for me to interact with the learners, to interact with the, the potential enthusiast who is going to make the future of India, not only India, but is going to be creating a dent in the global market with their niche, with their presence, with their entrepreneurship journey, right? So, all right, guys. So, not to take much of your time, not to waste much of your time. So, I'll just start sharing my thoughts, my presentation, and then followed by that, we'll discuss it, right? Allow me to present. All right, so I hope my screen is visible to you guys. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, it's visible.
All right. So anything that we want to start, any studies that we are going to start, any course that we are going to take, or any location where you want to relocate, any new city that you want to go, more or less, we are supposed to do a little bit of market analysis, little bit of understanding, little bit of research. Say, for example, you are there in Hyderabad, you are there in a particular city, and you want to relocate to some other place in the same city or out of the city. So before you relocate with the whole family, with the whole setup what you carry, you at least try to understand, you at least try to sense what is the environment which is there, how friendly it is, what is the weather condition, how is the safety and security measures in case it is related to the family or for the people, right? So you try to do lot of basic level of understanding in and around the topic for which you want to take certain decision. Likewise, especially in the startup scenario or the entrepreneurship, it is essential as a part of it. Now, as a topic related to what I'm supposed to talk on is related to market research and its impact using digital media. So when we talk about market research, it is all about scanning the environment, scanning the in and around environment related to your business, related to your work condition and all, so that you are actually able to analyze it properly in a holistic approach in 360 degree and try to take certain decisions. So when we talk about environmental scanning, environment doesn't mean the greenery and what we are talking about. Environmental over here, it means overall environment in and around a particular business or to set up a business, what are the things which are important, right? So when we talk about environmental scanning, it is all about inside and outside the organization. What are the environments which are there? What kind of culture which is there in and around the organization? And then second important thing then that we need to discuss, we need to look into the rapid changes which is happening in and around inside the environment related to business firms. Right? So when we talk about rapid changes, there are radical changes which are happening. I'm like, if you think about the business, if you think about our life before COVID, which was in 2019, it was completely different, but we had never thought for a kind of educational or learning that could be possible on a digital platform. we were not having that kind of trust factor available, and that was not a culture as well, right? Whereas in current scenario, we are habituated of it, and that's the reason we are meeting right now on the digital platform and then try to seek it, so that distance, location, and locality and other things will not be the barrier, and it is actually going to bridge the gap with the help of digital platform and try to see what are the different changes that are happening. Third important point is like we need to do the SWOT analysis. This is quite basic thing. This is very basic thing that we have to do when we talk about SWOT analysis. It's strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats related to yourself, related to the business environment, related to the industry, what you are looking at, related to all aspect which is going to influence your business directly or indirectly. When we talk about why it is important, it is important. First and foremost thing, it is important because you have to understand, or we have to understand, whether it is suitable for our business or whatever we are thinking for. Second thing that we have to work on is about, when we talk about the scanning the environment, it is actually going to help us to gauge the acceptance, whether your thought process, your product, your services, your business concept that you have created, you want to create, product or services or the prototype has some opportunity or not. Okay. When we move on towards next, it is about what are the processes by which we have to go through. Now, I understand these are the topics which are related to other lectures as well, but when we are trying to talk about market research, when we are trying to talk about various scanning the business scenarios, understanding the approach, so we have to go through these stages, and then we'll be correlating with various kind of research methodology that we are going to use, followed by its impact and relationship or dependency on the digital media, right? So first and foremost thing is like we have to actually investigate. Preliminary, we have to do some investigation, or you can say we have to do market research. We have to understand about the business ideas in and around that particular business ideas. Had there been any businesses which were there in the market, or related to that, directly competitor of that, or indirect competitor of that, or some kind of substitute which are available in the market related to your business or thought process. That's what we need to investigate. So that is a preliminary investigation. That is also a kind of research that we have to do. May I request someone who is there, in case not required, they can mute themselves in case possible. Yeah. All right. So first and foremost thing is about business preliminary research, preliminary investigation about your business in the scenario where you want to create. Next important thing that we have to work on, idea generation. Ideas, validate that particular idea. Understand the market dynamics. When we talk about dynamics, it is every day, every moment business market is changing, right? So keep your eyes on that, and then based on that, how adaptive you are to incorporate all those things in your business, in your thought process, so that you can scale it up or diversify it based on the business requirement. Third important thing, that's where we have to look into, is about customer segmentation. First and second pointer is going to talk about what you want to offer to the people. Third important thing is like to whom you want to offer. Most likely, most of the time, we as an entrepreneur or budding entrepreneur or in a startup, we fail to understand the customer segmentation properly. And that's the reason sometimes we don't understand the market appropriately, their buying power, their objections, their profitability, how they are going to contribute in the monetary factor of it, right? So we need to understand the customer segmentation. What income group, psychographic, geographic, and their buying behavior, their social impact, which are the platforms by which they get influenced to. Are they frequent flyers? What is their education level? What is their business level? Are they self-employed? Are they working professionals? Are they senior management, or in the banking industry, or in the education industry? Everything we have to go through. So we have to drill down all possible details of a customer segmentation. Then we have to understand, we have to execute the feasibility study. We have to do the feasibility study. When we talk about the feasibility study, it is all about how one individual, one stakeholder of your business, someone who is actually going to be your customer, what kind of value he is going to bring in terms of monetary value he is going to bring to the business. That is what we have to calculate. And what will be the time frame of that particular business, right? Whether these customers will be the repeat customers or they are only going to be one-time customers, right? And then we have to talk about, we have to look into internal and external risk. So for all these 5 parameters which are listed over here, we actually need to run various kind of surveys or various kind of pulse checking scenario that we have to go. Sometimes we will be going very much in detail. Sometimes we might be doing at the superficial level, but more or less every stage has to go through its phase, its understanding, its explanation, and we have to drill down all possible scenarios so that we don't miss any threat which is there for us, or we don't miss any opportunity which could be untrapped and then we miss the business opportunity. Now let's understand why this business, the business what you are talking about, why you want to start that business. Are you a gain creator? That means to say, because of your business, whatever the product or the services that you are bringing in the market, is it going to be a gain creator for the audience whom you want to target? Are you going to add some value to them? Or it is a problem solver? That means to say they are facing some problem and you are resolving it. Or what is it? Is your idea scalable? That means to say, if you want to expand, I'm like right from 1 lakh rupees to 10 lakhs rupees of the business volume, yes, it is okay. From 1 lakh to 1 crore, okay. But can we scale it up from 1 crore to 100 crores or more than that? So we need to look into the concept. We need to look into the concept that whether the idea on which you are working, is it scalable or not? And when we talk about the product or the services, is it for the mass or for the class? If you're going for the mass, then different kind of market research, different kind of feasibility study, different kind of caps that we have to work on. If it is for class, that means to say a particular segment, particular kind of people, then probably different kind of market survey, different kind of approach that we have to opt for. Now let's understand what are the factors which are actually affecting the environmental scanning. What are the important factors that we should look into, right? When we talk about, I'm like, you don't get confused about environmental scanning. It is all about business environment in and around your business, what you want to start. So first thing that's what we have to work on. It's about value proposition canvas. When we talk about value proposition canvas, we'll be discussing about it in followed slide. But most of the time, we miss to document it. We feel that yes, it is going to be a gain creator or problem solver. It is going to impact the people's life by such and such things. But when you start creating a value proposition canvas where you have to list down many more details. Now, first and foremost thing is like, what is value proposition canvas? That's what we are going to look into in subsequent slides. But just to understand, what is the intensity of the value that you are going to create for people, for your audience? Right? Success of your business, ideas depends on how artistically you have painted your value proposition. When you are going to talk, when you are going to talk to the people, when you are going to talk to your customer, when you are going to talk to your team member or people want to join you as a partner or something, you really need to talk on these things. And then followed by that, you have to talk about the messaging. That means to say your brand voice, your brand image, brand tone, and then are you the right choice for your audience? That's what you need to look into. So messaging is also important. Let's look into a few of the conventional tools. Now, when we talk about the SWOT analysis, it is about factors and then performance. On 2 parameters, we are going to evaluate our performance or evaluate our business, right? When we talk about factors, these are the internal factors and the external factors. When we talk about the performance, we need to discuss about enhancers and inhibitors, right? So overall, we need to discuss. And when we talk about strength, it's about your individual strength, it's about team strength, it's your business strength, it's a market strength. So all possible strength, that is what you need to list down. Need not to say, this is a small canvas, this is a small screen, but this will not be actually this size. When you start documenting it, it will not be this side. It will go on X and Y direction, it will go in a very, very different dynamics, right? So we need to document every minute piece of strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That is what you are actually doing. Now, to identify the strength that it is, you may have to go through some kind of market research or market survey. When you talk about the weaknesses, you are going to not only talk about the weaknesses, what your product or services may be having, you may also have to talk about weaknesses which are there in your competitors and market, and the people are not able to identify or not able to get those values from the existing solutions that is there in the market, right? To understand that, you may talk about these weaknesses. As a business entrepreneur, what you have to work on, you have to actually convert these weaknesses into opportunities, weaknesses of your competitors into opportunities that you are going to provide, and that becomes your strengths over a period of time. So there are a few of the models when we talk about research pointers, right? Firstly, analysis, where we are going to talk about 6 components. Point number 1 is about your competition, right? Never forget, however beautiful is your product, however beautiful is your concept, but you have created it so you feel it is beautiful, it is very impactful. But how you are going to rate in terms of your competitors, right? So you have to first understand your competition. You have to understand all aspects of the competition: immediate competition, alternative for you, or any other substitute product that is available in the market, right? So we can look into various kind of examples, right? Say, for example, you are trying to start HR consulting services, right? So is Naukri competition for you, or is Shine a competition for you, or any HR CV management or HR resource management tool is competition for you, or LinkedIn is competition for you? So you need to validate all these parameters. As I was saying, you need to look into the competition. You need to secondly look about the substitute products. Then you have to look at the consumer behavior, right? And 4th important point is about regulatory and compliance conditions. That means to say legality, what kind of establishment you should be, what kind of registration that you should go with. Are you going to follow the compliance, the rules and regulations of the government or of that particular industry, right? So all these things that need to be looked into, right? The kind of investment that is required at the initial level and all, right? Reforms and incentives for the industry. When you are entering into a particular industry, how dynamically it is changing, and is there any kind of incentives which are also there by government, state government, central government, or any other body as well for your industry, right? Say, for example, there are a lot of investment, there are a lot of funds being supported to the industries which are coming into green energy sector, right? Likewise, in case you are trying to create some kind of reforms or some kind of very big impact that your business is going to create, if you are able to do that, probably there are enough funds which are either related to government or semi-government or any of the company which is going to help you out in terms of any activities, right? And then you have to understand the industry sentiments as well. So these are 6 components related to Presley analysis. That's what we need to look into. When we talk about Porter 5 force model, these are 2 of the models that we are discussing over here. You can have all the models related to a particular either Presley or Porter, or you can have the mix and match of this, right? So it is completely going to depend on your will or experts whom you are interacting with. Okay. Now let's look into the Porter 5 force model. First and foremost thing is like threat of new entrants. How easy it is for anyone to enter into the business. If there is no entry barrier, that means to say anyone can join that particular industry. That means to say that industry is going to be very, very, very competitive. There is no entrant barrier, right? So you need to look into that way. Second important thing, that's what we need to look into, threat of substitute. You are coming with some kind, say for example, you are making a nodule, right? What kind of companies are there available as a substitute of noodles, right? There is a Maggi, there is Top Ramen, there are many more brands which are also available in the market. Local brand as well as national and international brands which are there, right? So if you also want to enter into the same segment, what is that impact that is going to, how you are going to look into that way. Next important point is about bargaining power of buyers. Whether buyers are dominating in that particular industry or the sellers are dominating. Can you control market a bit, or you are just in hands of buyer? If they accept it, it's okay. If they don't accept it, it's not okay. So is it like that? And then how are the bargaining power of your suppliers? Say for example, you are manufacturing, you are making some product or machinery, right? The suppliers to you are also going to create an impact. Are you dependent more on them? Are they in your control? Or they will manage the market, cost and supply, demand, so whatever it is, and then you need to understand about the rivalry, right? Neck to neck competition in existing competition, right? So you need to look into these things, and to have data in place, you really need to go through various kind of surveys and various kind of market research that you have to do to make sure that yes, you are entering into it. You might be late. It's okay to be delayed or be late when you are entering into the market, but it's not okay to have anything which is not appropriate for you. Now let's look into few more models. Now, when we talk about the customer journey, right? So it is all about 4 to 5 phases. That's what we need to look into. Now, for all these phases, whether it is a discovery phase, when we talk about the discovery phase, right? It is all about getting aware that you are available. Then it is about education. That means to say you started interacting with your audience. Third stage is about creation of the trust. Then it goes about the conversion. That means to say your customer or your potential buyer will start buying your product and services. And advocacy is basically about they are happy from your product or services, and they start referring you businesses, or they start talking in positive for your business. Now, for all these phases, we need to interact with your potential customers. So when we talk about the data which are available, so we actually need to work about all the data, whatever we are going to work on these phases, whatever we have opted for. We have to look into the data, and we have to analyze these data in a very specific and very particular way. Right? When we talk about descriptive analysis, it is all about what happened. Right? When we talk about diagnostic analysis, we are going to talk about why it happened. Right? Now, what happened? To know that, you also have to go back to your audience, your potential audience, or to the market, and then understand how. We slowly we are entering into product execution phase. It's not about pre-launch and then post-launch. So there are 2 phases that will be there. One is pre-launch. Second format will be post-launch. When we talk about pre-launch, we need to understand, is the idea valid? So we are going to validate the ideas. To have validation, we have already gone through 2 of the models, whether it is Pesley or we spoke about Porter's model. Based on that, you identified, okay, my idea is good, and we are going to get into the market. So you entered into the market. The moment you entered into the market, you are actually gathering a lot of volatile data. So understand whether whatever you wanted to offer, whether that has happened or not. So whether your audience are responding it in the same way what you anticipated. If yes, then why it happened? That means to say, whatever the way that you have positioned, your audience have actually liked it and they got these details, either pain solver or gain creator, whatever it is, they got it. So that's the reason. In case you fail to do so, so what was the reason why? So when we talk about the diagnosis, we are going to talk about rectification of our error and putting it back to our strategy so that we implement it back. Right? Now, what may happen in the future based on the future dynamics, how market is changing, how things are mobilizing, how things are moving. So keeping all these things in mind, we actually need to go a little bit more in detail. Then we need to come at, right, that how can we make it happen? That means to say, whatever you want to achieve, what are the strategies, whatever the tools, techniques, methods, and tips and tricks that you are going to use so that you are actually going to get whatever you are looking for. So for every phase, we need to get into data analytics. That means to say, you are moving forward, you are analyzing the data. You are moving forward, you are analyzing the data. You are analyzing the data, and whatever the learnings which is you are putting forth back to the planning phase or strategy phase, rectification phase, and then implementing it back. Because time is money and data is, you can say crypto, or your data is, you can say the gold, or the most important currency in today's world is data, right? So handle it artistically so that you are actually going to utilize the opportunity of it, right? Then we need to work on sentiment analysis. For this also, we need to go through various phases of research, right? That means to say, people who have actually understood your product, right? And then they are going to look into it. So when you run various campaign on various platforms, whether you are running a campaign or doing some activity on offline or online activity, right? So there are many omni-channel platforms or platform where you are going to get all the possible details. We are not talking much about offline marketing or traditional marketing. We are going to talk more about digital parts. So in that scenario today, digital content is easy to share, easy to connect, and easy to analyze. So in that scenario, we need to analyze the sentiments of our users or our potential buyers or our existing buyer. Are they really happy from your product or services or not? So we need to do all kind of analysis. I'm like, if it is reaching out to the audience, how the audience is reacting, right? Whether they like your product or they are liking your product, they are not liking your product. Are they putting some positive comment or they are putting some negative comments, right? So is your product or solution, what you're offering is super, great, bad, terrible, whatever it is. So based on that, we need to analyze it and understand that most of the time we don't do, I'm like, prior to launch, yes, we do a market research, we do survey, we do various kind of report generation and all, we do that. But once we launch it in the market, then probably we get used to in our day-to-day activity in such a way that we don't get enough time to analyze these data and understand. If you miss to do that, probably you are missing a bigger opportunity, or you are going to fail miserably if you are not going to analyze these data properly. Right? We need to be a part of various forums. And when we are talking now, we are mostly talking about digital forums, right? You need to discuss, there are various opportunities which are there. So you can talk about your basic ideas and see how people are actually reacting on it. So you can start discussing about your ideas on the digital platform or digital forums. You can get suggested from the people. You ask questions, someone has asked question, you can answer it, or you ask question, people will answer it, right? And then you can publish your white paper, or you can publish your understanding, so that there will be experts who can actually help you out, right? So these publications not only related to your business ideas, but maybe about the features that you want to incorporate in your product, the services that you want to deliver, what are the features of those services, how it is going to create impact on your users' life. Is it really impactful, disruptive, like Ola, Uber, or Zomato or Swiggy, what we are talking about? Or is it just a kind of business model which is not going to create much impact, right? So impact is something that's what we need to, right? We need to look into. Now, when we are going to talk about all these things in current scenario, we are mostly going to talk about the digital media. A tool can't afford to ignore. I'm like, even if you are doing research, time has gone. I'm like, when we were doing our early days, when we were in colleges, during that time, we used to have a physical meeting with our audience, with our customers, and then we used to actually interact with them and then try to get the feedback. Whereas in current scenario, everything can be done online, right? So through user engagement and discussion, your social media research is also serve as whatever the advertising that you are going to use, the brand building activity, the network building, the lead generation, or any kind of all these things. That's what you want to. So whatever is the requirement of the business, you can actually fill it up using digital media as a tool. Now let's understand. Hope you guys are able to see my screen. Now, the biggest challenge that most of the product manufacturing or the service oriented unit that they are facing, they are not able to demonstrate or project how different they are from any other business. You can see these are the 5 images which are there. 5 images which are there, and all these 5 images are creating some kind of hole. Now, first tool which you are saying, that is related to a punch machine which creates one hole in paper, whereas the center machine is a punch machine which is going to create 2 holes in one particular sheet or some kind of sheets. So if you as a service provider or the product manufacturer, you are saying that you are manufacturing a tool or a product which is going to create hole in stationery, or any kind of which is going to create a hole in stationery. Now, next question will be, is it like first one, or is it like second one, or is it like what? Now, when we talk about hole in stationery, the first tool, you can punch 2 or 3 documents or 4 documents at a time. Whereas second punch machine, you can punch 5 to 10 documents at a time, A4 size paper or something like that, right? You can punch it. Whereas if you have to punch 1,000 sheets, are these punch say if you are only going to say that you are creating punch machine, is it going to define if you are making punch machine for industrial usage? Whereas one of an image which is at the top right corner, which is going to say that is going to dig hole in earth, right? So that is again a different kind of thing. Fourth, which is at the extreme left side, that is also a hole which is there when we keyhole. Whereas fifth one is also a drill machine which also creates hole, right? So every individual who is into the business, they have some kind of differentiating factor. And you don't have opportunity on digital platform to talk much. You only have to demonstrate it using digital tools, whether it is your demo, how to use, what is the product. You may have to use video, explainer video, or image, or whatever it is. But you need to understand and make people understand how different you are from the others. Right? When we talk about various market survey, we have been talking in and out about these things, right? So we need to look into various aspects. Once you have already launched, then during that process, you have to look into the customer satisfaction, market survey related to customer satisfaction. Are they really happy, or they need certain kind of value addition to be added, right? So during product launch, what is the feeling? What are the feedbacks of your customers? Then product development and improvement. Say there are further level of product improvisation that is required. When you have already done the product launch and you have done the customer survey, right? So what will happen? People will start talking about what are the wish list, what are their wish list, what are the additional things that they want. If those things can be added to the product becomes wow. So start collecting those things and then put it back to the production for version 2, version 3, version 4, or version 5. And then you go on exploring all these things numerous way, right? Now, to have all these things in place, we can use various level of online survey process, right? And Primarily, we can use all social media platforms. We can use various exclusive platforms which are meant for a particular industry, right? Or we can use any of a mobile application or any other formats, right? So these are few of the models. But when we talk about online survey, it is all about, say for example, any kind of announcements that you are making, or and these announcements are for the mass, for your audience. Now these announcements could be related to awareness. These announcements could be that you already exist, but you are announcing a particular kind of offer for your existing customer, or you are coming up with altogether a new product which is made for some higher version, right? So likewise, you can do various kind of announcements. Then you can go for invitations and reminders where you are supposed to go for various kind of survey responders. That means to say you are going to announce, you are going to do the sample survey, you are going to create some kind of sample, some kind of questionnaire, and these questionnaire could be in the format of closed questionnaire, or it could be open-ended questionnaire. That means to say MCQs, that is multiple choice questions, or there could be open-ended questions as well, but try to keep it KISS, that is KISS, that means to say keep it simple, right? Straight and simple. So you have to keep it simple so that people will be responding to it. And then you start inviting. When you start inviting people to respond to your question or the survey or the report that you want to create, you be polite and try to send them some intro, because no one is interested in sharing their ideas or data if it is getting misutilized or manipulated, right? So that is the biggest challenge in current scenario. Data security is the current scenario. So you have to create a trust. You have to create trust, and then you have to reach out to them, right? So there will be a survey system that will be there, and then you are going to send, if someone is filling up the form, can we request someone to pause? Yeah, right, thank you. Okay, so then fourth is like, if someone is fulfilling the survey, you need to send them thank you message, and then finally you are going to generate the report. There are various ways by which you can actually do it. Various free tools which are also available, and various paid tools which are also available. Now this screen is going to talking about or suggesting inclining towards omni-channel. When we talk about omni-channel, that means to say we are going to integrate all possible formats of marketing channels or advertising channels which are there, which are possible, and collect all those data in a one particular place, so that you can identify the source and you can actually do the follow-up, and you can create various kind of reports. So when we talk about, in today's scenario, we talk about TV or OTT, lot of television are now smart television, and they are Android version television. So you can collect lot of data out of it. Likewise for OTT platforms, similarly for website or mobile app or any other native apps, from there you can collect the data. Likewise, you can send people SMS, emailers, you can send, you can create landing pages, and then you can do the campaign and then have a form which is there. Now, the moment we talk about all these things, it is all about lead magnet is what we are talking about, right? When we say lead magnet, that means to say all possible sources by which you can collect data, accumulate data, and then analyze these data. These data could be related to your sales. These data could be related to your customer behavior, could be related to a new product launch, or any new thing for which you want to do the survey. Now, moving forward, let's understand, if we talk about three necessities of life in current scenario, right? When we talk about air, water, most of the time we either say food or we either say shelter. But in current scenario, if I say that third necessity of our life is data or digital, or we say internet, probably most of you will say yes to it, because just to analyze it, I'm like, see how impactful is digital scenario or mobile or internet is in our life. that first thing that we do early in the morning when you woke up. The moment you woke up, you open up, you pick up your mobile phone and then try to see what are the notifications which are there. Either it is for alarm to wake you up, or it is related to WhatsApp or your Facebook or email, whatever it is. And I believe 99% of the users who are available in today's this discussion, probably they use internet or their mobile or the digital platform before going to bed. So digital has actually changed our life, not only in all these scenarios, it has changed our life drastically. And it is so integral part of our life that it is no more a fashion, no more a luxury, it becomes necessity of our life. Right? So that's where the digital twist is. And then we need to look into how digital marketing works as a tool and helps in environmental scanning or market research or analyzing the business. So what you have to work on, you have to create a buyer's persona. When we say buyer's persona, it is about defining the quality and the parameters of your potential buyers. Then use Facebook to reach your leads. That means to say, I'm saying Facebook, you can use Instagram, you can use any other social media platform, and then spy on your competition. That spy doesn't mean in the negative term. It is all about keep you track of your competition. There are a lot of tools which are available on online platform, and then using that you can actually keep track of what your competitors are doing, and then you learn from others. Now, when we talk about social media or digital media, market research has gone mobile. Most of the scenario, market research has gone mobile, right? So the moment you send a link on WhatsApp, people go to it. I'm like, be it Google form or be it any other landing page that you have created for submission of the form, right? You can reach out to your audience on a WhatsApp, on a Facebook, on LinkedIn, or email, and then request them to fill up the form, right? There are various scenarios that was discussed. There is a small example which is related to Speak Beautiful, which is about Dove, which has launched a social media campaign long back, right? Keeping that in mind, not only that, there are a lot of campaigns which are being done on social media to have a trend or to understand the trend of that particular product or services acceptance in the market. To understand those things, you really need to be active, and you need to populate it or do all these activities where users are, right? And that's where you need to look into. So you can use your own, you can create trending hashtag, you can create various kind of alerts that you can, and then you can also monitor what is happening on social media platform. Now, when we talk about all these things, we are also going to talk about various methods by which we can actually do it. Now, to have this, you can gather information. Now, the beauty of social media is you can gather information. Now, you ran a pilot campaign, and then just to make sure that the message that you have created, what is the reach, how many people have actually viewed your ad. So you can look into the social media analytics and you can get to know. Out of that, what is the engagement percentage? That means to say people who have viewed your ad, followed by that, how many people who have reacted on it. That is the engagement percentage. Engagement percentage can be calculated on landing page, it can be calculated on a social media platform, it can be calculated on your email interactions as well. Number of people whom you have sent the email or survey has been sent, number of people who have opened the email, clicked on the link, filled up the form, and then number of people who have submitted it, and then there is a thank you mail that has been triggered. So everything can be monitored and can be calculated. Now, as I was talking about value proposition, we need to list down product and services, gain creator, pain resolver. What are the various gains? What are the various pains? And what are the various things that you are. Now, all these messaging has to go to your audience. It has to go to audience. Then only people are going to correlate it. What is your offering? Then you have to work on empathy map canvas. That means to say, as we had discussed, what do they need to do? Like when we talk about what your audience need to do, what they need to see, what they need to say, right? And then likewise, you need to what they are going to hear it. So we need to understand it, and then, so what messaging you want to communicate, that's what you have to strategize it very specifically. And then after deciding it, you are going to decide which channel to use. When we say channel, that means to say on digital media channel, are you going to use Google search engine optimization, that is SEO, which is search engine optimization, or you are going to use Google ad campaign, or you are going to use Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, or any other third-party platform, or YouTube, or email marketing, whatever it is. I'm going to wrap it up a little faster because we are having less of time, and then we'll have a question answer session as well. Now let's understand. So keeping all these things, we are going to talk about all these things, all these touch points, because these touch points are available on digital platform, and your audience are there on digital media platform. Now post-COVID and lockdown, as I was saying, post-COVID and lockdown, it has made a lot of business grow digitally. Even the business that we could not have imagined that it will grow digitally, it can be a digital platform, but still it has grown up digitally, right? And when we talk about digital marketing, all marketing activity with the help of your computer or any electronic device which helps you to reach out to your customer, that is what digital marketing is. Now, when we talk about digital stakeholders, these are few of the things which are there. Now, there is nothing called digital stakeholders. It's now a digital jungle. You have thousands and thousands and thousands of products and tools available, or platforms which are available. You just have to pick up something which is relevant, most relevant for you. Now let's understand why we are talking about digital marketing is the future. Because developed countries, they have already adopted it and they are digital. Whereas when we talk about third world countries or underdeveloping countries or countries which are very small, where a lot of digitalization has not happened, but slowly and slowly they are also following up the industry standards, and they are going to they are completely coming on digital platform. So world is quickly becoming digital. People are consuming digital content on a daily basis. One of a research that was there, I have not incorporated that slide because it would be very lengthy then, right? More than 6 hours of our time in 24 hours, more than 6 hours of our time we spend on social media platform. That's where you can understand the potential of reaching out to your audience using digital platform. Digital marketing, golden opportunity that will make you increase sales. So it will help you to increase sales. It will help you to increase your awareness, visibility, conversion, reaching out to your customers, asking them what they are looking for, and then you can resolve their problem as well. Nearly 60% of consumers' purchase decision is made through online research. Then we are slowly moving towards, when we talk about all these things we have spoken about, and we are talking about digital media, that means to say we are more talking about how we can leverage digital media in terms of acquiring more number of leads. There are various things that we can do to acquire more number of leads. That can be with the help of Google paid ad, that can be with the help of Facebook ads or LinkedIn, or it is SEO or networking, client referral, or any of a lead generation expert that you can use. So these are some of the ways by which you can. Now, need not to say what is the power of social media, because we have already discussed it. But as a summary, it helps you to increase your brand awareness, traffic and search engine. You are able to reach to audience who don't know you. You can build relations, return on investment. You can monitor return on investment, right? You can do detailed targeting, income, industry, all of these things. You can do detailed targeting, right? You can keep eyes on your competition, and ultimately you can drive sales. Right? So few of the things that will be, I'll just showcase that how we can actually look into all these scenarios, right? So how Facebook works, that is all about it. So on Facebook, we can do 3 levels of campaigns. One is about awareness. When brand awareness or reach is only your purpose, you are new and you want people to know about you, or you want to launch something new, then you want them to reach, right? So you can do awareness campaign, you can do conversion, consideration. That means to say people have seen your ad, they will be visiting your landing page. Or there will be some kind of engagement, or there will be app installation or video views or lead generation or messaging that will be there. And third stage is conversion. When we talk about conversion, that means to say ultimate sale that can happen. Beyond this, there is also a delightment phase that you can also use while requesting your audience to give feedback for you, and that can be captured on all social media platforms. LinkedIn is the big opportunity where you can generate more number of serious leads, and LinkedIn is preferred for B2B kind of businesses. Likewise, we can understand what are the various things that small businesses they are doing on social media. First and foremost thing is like related to brand awareness, sales and lead generation, community engagement, grow brand audience, and then increase website traffic. These are few of the things, but particularly people use it. There are many more things that can also be done. Now, followed by that, we can use email marketing as our tool for reaching out or converting your audience into sales, right? So what happens? You have to define your customer persona and then the objective. Based on that, you have to create various segmentations. Then you have to acquire customer data. Then based on that, you will be sending emailers and you will be creating email workflows. And then you will be reaching out to your customer. You will be nurturing based on their responses. If they replied, then what will be the email that will be sent, and all. You can trigger it. You can maintain relation. You can seek for further purchase, upsell, cross sell, and then you can engage your customers who have used sometimes, who have been to your platform sometimes, but they are not on your platforms right now. So you can use email marketing for that. And not to say most of you have already purchased many stuff from online platform like Amazon and Flipkart, right? So you might be getting you might be receiving lot of emailers from them, and then based on that, they are doing lot of activities, reaching you out with the various offers, right? Likewise, we can also do similar kind of thing on Google. You can attract, you can convert, you can close the deals, and then you can delight your customers. So all these things can happen on Google as well. Then now it's a time that from all various sources, you are going to collect all these data, and then you are going to convert it into leads. And then you are going to look into TOFU, which is top of the funnel, then mid of the funnel, and then at the end of the funnel, or right? So when more and more people will be knowing about you, then they will generate some inquiry, then you will follow, then sales accepted leads. So all these are the cycle of lead generation process, and using your omni-channel tools, you can actually do that. Now, overall, when we talk about as a final takeaway, list down, these are few things that as an enterprise or as an entrepreneur or as a startup, or in case you wish to start something or thinking about something, you have to list down how different you are from others. Out of all media, what media suits you the best? Take simple steps at a time. Don't rush. Then use some tools and do it regularly. Don't get scared of. Experts are all around, so you can reach out to the experts. You can reach out experts, and they will be there to help you out. So it's all about digital war is on. This is second last slide. So I'm just trying to say that digital war is on, and digital sources become critical and integral part of success of any data analysis, right? And success of any business is your data analysis, right? Then 21st century entrepreneurs are taking advantage and influencing business environment digitally, right? Last but not the least, it's a big currency. Digital data is a big currency. Don't miss it out, right? Thank you very much. And then that's all from my side. And over to you guys in case you have any questions. I think I tried to finish it off in time, and we are still left with 5 more minutes. So in case you have any questions or anything that you want to ask, I'm available. Yeah. So I'm done for today. I know I was fast, but yes, in case anyone has any question, please let me know.
Yes, any queries from the participants?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good
So my
afternoon.
question is how to raise fund for startup. I mean, how to convince. What are the steps should be taken?
All right. So I think Dr. Hafiz, is that a part of scenario that the discussion over in coming days, or this is something that has to be discussed today?
A session specific to what are the government grants that are available and opportunities in terms of investment. Yeah, so a separate session is planned for that. Otherwise, you can give him a generic reply.
All right. So mostly what happens, I'm like, of course, there will be a separate session for this, Mohammed. But more or less, what happens, there are few of the things that we need to do. One, first and foremost thing is like, of course, we need to register ourselves. And then the moment you register it, there is a platform which is called Startup India. There also you can go and register your business profile. Now that is the first basic step that you can get into. Now followed by that, there are various platforms, various things which are happening. Either it is top 1,000 or top 5,000 or 10,000 business entrepreneurs, and also under various schemes and various categories, there are various kind of funding opportunities which are there. So not very sure which industry you are talking about and which business scenario that you are talking about. So based on that we can. But in generic, first and foremost thing is like you have to register, and then at the same time you have to register yourself with various other, whether it is a state level platform or it is a national level platform pertaining to a particular industry. Then you are going to, once your concept gets approved, then you will also get some kind of DIPP certification that you will get from Startup India, so that you can go to the next level, and then followed by that. When we talk about the pitching and all, it is all about the business value. It is all about scalability. It is all about customer acquisition cost. It is all about customer life cycle value. So all these things that you need to actually opt.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for taking this session. It was very informative. I hope all the participants benefited from it. Thank you everyone for joining with us today. I hope both the sessions were fruitful, and see you all in the next session tomorrow, 2 p.m. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Scope of a release. The only thing is, as